Hi, today we will see login and sign up. Secure login. Just you have to type a username, your email, and then your passport and sign up. You can see here sign up successful, and then you have to log in, sign up your username and password, and you can see welcome stint. And when you check inside your database, you can see this is the secure encryption. So if you want to download this code, you can go to krishna.com, just simply sign up, type your username and password and sign up, and get a login. And here are the launch video. You can download the source code. Okay, so today we will start secure login. So create a project inside a XAMPP and htdoc, and here we have a open our project, and we need to have some files to create our login and sign up system. So first file is sign up, and then a login, and also we need to a header, and also we need some just footer, and also we need a user class. Okay, so just open a login .php file, and here we will create our form. So let's a little bit zoom it, and we have to create it here a login form. So simply we have to create action login method, a post, and create an input type text, and give it a name, a username. You can give it any name, whatever you just want, and it's a placeholder you can put also. And this is for password, and just change it password, and its type is password, and name change its password. Super. And then last thing is submit button, and its value is login. Just remove submit and login. Okay, so we have to run this project. To go back inside a XAMPP and copy the name of your project, open your browser, and type simply project name and hit enter, and this is the login.php. So this is just HTML form. Okay, just copy and come out here, header.php, and we need to add two link, one for a login button link, and second, okay, just login, and second will, okay, this is login.php, and second would be signup.php. This is the two buttons header.php it has, and simply run. Just remove this, and you can see login, okay, and sign up. But sign up doesn't have the form of a sign up form, so we need to create a sign up form it here. So simply we have again form tag, just open and close, like usually we always do, an action, it's action, just make it blank, and method is post. Okay, and just copy it here, from login.php, and you just have to paste it here, and simply change some values it here. Just login, and this is for the email, just change it email, and text is email, and its name is email. Okay, just fine, we have created a login and sign up form. This is sign up, this is login. Okay, fine. So we have to put a content inside a footer.php, just footer tag inside a footer, and it has h3, and this is a footer text. Okay, and just save it, and go to signup.php and include that file below the form of sign up, and this is for footer. So we have attached footer and header inside a sign up and login. So login as well, we have the same process, just type footer.php again, and you can see login, sign up, login. So we have created our pages. Now we have to write some code of a user class, so this will help you always, because we didn't write code. Just you have to save these files in a safe place, and always we have to use, just create a class which is user class, and put some property a bit. So username, it would be a public, so we can access anywhere, and there's a private, just this class will be accessible the connection of database we will create later. Okay, and this is a constructor. uh, okay, and then we will create a function which is the sign up, and it will take a 3 parameters, firstly username, email, and the password. So we will pass a letter. Okay, and this is a constructor. This dot connection, we have to create a connection of database, so we are using MySQLi. First parameter is a local host, your host name. Second is a root, and your password and database. So we didn't have a database, you have to create. This is our database secure login. Just copy and paste it here. Okay, so we have created a connection, and now we need to check some condition of our inputs of sign up. So if all the username, email, and also for password it has empty, so it will show a error message. So error would be already all the fields are required. And the next thing we have to check, that is um, that is check username. This function is not exist in this class, we will create a later, but you have to follow my video like this. And then if user already exists, we have to show the error message to the user already exists simply. And the next check of else if, and this that validate email. So if user will not, it means user will type wrong email id, so it will check, please enter valid. Okay, just error, we have made a mistake. Okay, and here error message we will show the user, please enter valid email. Okay, email address is not valid, so you have to put a valid email. And the next thing we have to check, that is this dot check password. So we will also check the password, so we will put this function check passwords not exist, we will create later, and return false. So we will create all the valid email, check password, all things, and if all the condition is correct, so we will store the data inside our database simply. And the next thing is we will create a date, today's date. So this function is also not exist current date, so we will create also that our current date in later. You just understand that. And get ip, we will create a later this function also. And the password and secure has this function also, we have to create later. So this functions we have call it here, but didn't exist in this user class. So here we have to write a query. So query inside our database secure login doesn't have any table, so we have created sign up table, and put it id, username, password, and registration date, and ip. Okay, and all the data types is varchar, and id is auto increment, and put its length 120, and go save. So we have created the sign up table inside our MySQL, and we have to write some insert query. So username, password, registration date, and ip, and just paste it here. Okay, so username, this is a username, this is our password, this is a registration date, and this is for ip. Okay, just fine. And the next thing is also the error message. Error means success message actually. Thanks, you are registration successful. Thanks, whatever your name of username, registration done. Now you know you can go for a login, and here you have to put the link of a login, so the user can click the link and go to a login. Okay, and we have a check user. So now we need to create all the functions. So check user first function, uh, just this function is not exist, we have to create, just change it email, and check username, check user and email. So we will check if it is user, it is exist or not inside our database. So we'll write a query. So select count id as a total from sign up, and where username is equals to, and this username which we have a passed username in a function, and next is the email is equals to email if it has inside our database, and set a limit. If it has database, it will return 1, and otherwise it doesn't have the value which we enter, it will return 0. Okay, so we have to create a while loop for getting a data as a row and column. So fetch, we are fetching and return the data which we have a count it here. So total, so total if it is return 1, it means it has data is existent. For the valid email, so valid email, if we will also check user's email, that would be valid email. So for valid email, filter var and valid email, if it is true, it will valid email. And also for a check password, and password we have to also check password should less it should greater than 8. If it is less than 8, it will show password is too short. And also we will check the password, and we will it is a regular expressions, so it will match a pattern it here. It has a 0 to 9, it means it must be a password must be have at least one number. Okay, and so the error message of it here, password must be at least one number, and semicolon. Next, in for the at least one letter, so same process, but at this time we will check alphabets, capital or small, maybe either both of them, but at least one letter it should be. So we will check password must include at least one letter, and same. If it is all the things is correct, return true and save it. And get IP, so getting IP, for create a function which is get IP, and this $_server remote address, that will this will return IP of the user. So we will also validate this IP. If validate IP, this function is not exist valid IP, we will create a later. So just copy and create a valid IP function, and valid IP, pass the one parameter, because we have called this above with one parameter. So filter validate IP. So here we will check two types of IP version 4 and IP version 6. So this is for IP version 4 and validate, and we are checking IP version 6. So filter filter var, and passes one parameter IP, and filter validate IP. Just pass it again, filter validate IP, and second is comma, and filter filter flag, and IP version 6. You can see here IP version 6, and then for IP okay, we can write a comment so you can understand exactly what it is, and return true. So all the things we have done. but and now test it, and just call inside signup.php, just include that class which we have created. So we have attached the user class inside signup.php, and then we have to create object of that class. So new user class, you can see user class dot, okay, just user class, this is a class, and you can see inside a class user class, just copy and paste it here. And here we have to call the check, first we have to check some condition it here. If uh, username should be set, username, email and password, all the things should be uh, set, but we have a checking just only one username, and call the method which is sign up user. It is user is a object, and call the method sign up, and pass, it will take a 3 parameters, username, email and password. So this is for okay, this is for email. Okay, just type it email, and this is for password. Okay, just cool. And now we will call the errors. So if it occur error, it will show it here. So user, and type it errors and semicolon, you can see errors. So we have to test it. So action, just forgot it blank. Okay, but you can if you want to pass the parameter, you can pass of that simply itself. Just test it stint, and type your email id, okay, and password and sign up. So it has a error because okay, this table doesn't have the email field, so we have to create email. Okay, and come back it here, and again it's showing. Okay, just test it again, stint, and type your email, okay, and password. Again it's showing a error message because we constructor we call the wrong. So now constructor we have a double underscore, and so okay, so put it like this. Okay, and when you check, it's nothing happen, and just again, okay, just again check it, stint, type your email it here, and then password and sign up. Okay, so password is too short because we have a rapid this problem is comes from, we have a rapid you can see here, and just we have just only prep only password less than 8 characters, and just remove this and save. Must be includes at least one number, so stint, and type your email, again check, and a password and sign up. So it has also a error current date, so this function is not exist, we didn't create it here, so we have to create this function also, function current date, and we have to create we have to get the current date. So create object of the new date time, so it will return a current date, and we have to set our format. So we are returning the format of, so this function is not exist member since. Okay, we have to also create this, and you, okay, this is not a function, this is a property, but we have to remove this. So we have set the format of our date, so year, month, date, and the time, hour, minute and seconds. Okay, just remove this. Okay, member since, you can remove whatever you just want, and return just date and date format. So, and you can also create a property, this is your choice, member since, okay, semicolon, and here we have called current date, which we have currently recently created this function which is created date. Okay, and you can also remove this and return simply this function. Okay, so perfect. get IP. Okay, so getting IP, it's not okay, it's not exist it here. And secure hash, it is also not exist. Both the functions we have created a secure hash, so we have to create okay, so secure and password hash means hashing. So this is your pass input which you have typed through a form, and this password default, it is the hashing algorithm, and return this secure uh, variable. Just copy and paste it here, semicolon, and put it a semicolon. It is here also, and refresh and check it again, and check, just click it here, so you can see the one is coming. But there is a one more problem, data is repeating. Just again check stint, and type your email and type your password. Just only user one, means unique user may be unique, but it has a repeating the data. You can see stint user is two times are repeating. So to remove that problems, we didn't when inserting inside a sign up form, we didn't pass the email parameters, email, and type it email also. So that problem has gone. And just again check, just delete the previous record and again check. Okay, just click a sign up and check it again. Type your username and email and the password and sign up. You can see it's done. And when you just refresh your database, you can see when you again the same data which you previously entered it here, and sign up, you can see username and password already exist. Okay, so this is simple. We have done sign up process it here. Okay, so all the things we have to close. Just we need to now login. So for making a login, we have to create a function, a login, and it will take two parameters. First is username and second is a password, and then write a query. This connection which we have created inside a constructor query, and type a query of getting the data from a database. So select count and count the ID as a total, 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 total from total. Username, we are selecting username, and we are selecting a password. Okay, so this is these things we are doing unique than other other way to log in. Okay, so password, and we are selecting from sign up table, and we will check username is should be a username equals to a username. And also for email, just type or. Why we are putting or? Because we can type username or email. Okay, other email and other uh, username, and we can log in. So for that we are putting the email, and username is username. Okay, and simply we have to write a while loop for getting a data. So previously we have created the while loop. We are finding, okay, where is while loop? Okay, this while loop, just copy and paste it here, and change just copy query, copy it, and paste it in place of result, just query. Okay, and this is cool. Okay, and we will create some condition it here. So if so dollar row, just copy and paste it here, and we have selected the total, TOTAL. If it is equals to 1, okay, it means the user is typing the right password. And also we will check verify the password of the user. So this function is not exist verify password, we will create a later. Okay, but for now you can understand. so I'm typing it comments, so you can understand exactly what is. So this first parameter, it has a from our input field, and second is from a database. Okay, so second password, and the second password is from a database, so you can understand. And equals to true. If it is exist username and password inside database, we simply store this data inside our session. So we have stored this data inside a session username, and simply just row and type it a username and semicolon. Okay, and then simply redirect it to the user's dashboard. So header location, and simply you can type any name which page you would like to redirect it to your users. Okay, so dashboard.php, this file is not exist, we have to create uh, dashboard.php, control s, and simply this is our user's dashboard, and welcome to our dashboard. If successful, log in it here. So we are not okay, that's fine. And session, we have to start a session, so session start. Okay, so this will help you to storing the data. Okay, and now we have to create a verify password it here, and the public function, create, just copy this. Okay, just copy this, and okay, just minute, just copy, and just copy, and bottom of that we have to create that function verify password. It will take a two parameters. First is the user, I mean just password, and second is the hash. So this password, and second is the password hash. Yeah, and you can see this hash we have stored from our database when we are getting sign up. Okay, so if password verify, this is the inbuilt function of the PHP. Okay, and this is we have verified our password. If it is matched, return a true. Okay, so just find this copy, and again we have to create an object of inside a, just copy the same process, and inside login.php just enter it here and paste it. Okay, so all the things is perfect, and just remove this, and now we need to call the function which is login. So dollar user, and okay, not sign in, just we have created login. Just replace this sign into a login. It will take two parameters, which is the username, and second is the password. Just change it here. Okay, and just remove, but it will return an error. So okay, so just let me check. Okay, just remove and let me check. I think it will occur error. Just sign up and log in, because in a database. Okay, just minute, we have to check. mm, in the database. Okay, just I'm showing you a query, and total. Okay, and line number 93. Fine query. Okay, it's having the problems, I'm checking, just you have to wait. 93. Okay, and which it's perfect. Cool. And just copy this, and we have to run inside our MySQL. So what the problem, we can check through like this way. Just select and paste it here, just remove. Okay, the problem is we have put the comma the last thing. Okay, just we are finding where it is. Okay. Just minute, what the problem is. Okay, problem is actually it's getting a problem. Just you have to wait just a minute. Okay, just copy this again, just copy and come back it here and paste it here. And the problem is we have put a comma near a password. Okay, so where it is password. Okay, here is a password, just remove it. Okay, and okay, so it's again showing me error. Just remove it and check it again. Just log in, so it's showing again error message. Okay, this is the previous part, and just remove it and remove this is also. And okay, so this is unknown column password, so just change it to a password because we have make a mistake. So inside a password we have triple S, so just change it and paste it here. Okay, control S for save. Okay, and just check it again. Okay, so it will, I think it will work. Okay, and it's 96. Check it again. 96. I think this. Okay, this just paste it here also.